Good day, everyone. Our lesson for today is all about science education in the Philippines. Lessons objectives. At the end of this lesson, the students should be able to discuss the concept of science education and identify science schools established to promote science education in the Philippines. The Philippines is making every effort to strengthen the country's science education. This lesson will cover the notion of scientific education as well as various techniques for promoting it across the country. One strategy is to construct science schools that will inspire students to pursue careers in science and technology and foster their gifted scientific potential. Concept of science education. Science education focuses on teaching, learning, and understanding science. Teaching science involves developing ways on how to effectively teach science. This means exploring pedagogical theories and models. When we say pedagogical theories and models in both the individual and societal life spheres, pedagogic theory is the systematic understanding of the educational process and condition of a human growth. It is concerned with the process of education, learning, and social and cultural development. Learning science, on the other hand, encompasses both pedagogy and the most fascinating aspects, assisting students in understanding and appreciating science. Scientific concept and processes effectively is one of the effectively to teach science. Then, understanding science entails learning and implementing science process skills as well as employing science literacy to comprehend the natural world and daily activities. According to John Dewey, science education stressed the importance of utilizing the natural environment to teach students. As a result, nature must supply its physical impulses in order for social activities to provide a wealth of meaning. And science will be the one of the most essential school courses in the future. It is not surprising, therefore, that science education is important. That the science is going to be one of the most important school subjects in the future. Science education is justified by the vast amount of scientific knowledge development in the area that prepares citizens in a scientifically and technologically driven world. Science education provides the skills and information essential for a person to exist in the age of science. As Knight said, characterizes it and to build a citizenry capable of achieving science aim in society. As a result, schools bear a significant amount of responsibility for cultivating a science culture. Science education in basic and tertiary education. First, we're going to talk about basic science education. It helps students learn important concepts and facts that are related to everyday life, including important skills such as process skills, critical thinking skills, and life skills that are needed in coping up with daily life activities. Science education also develops positive attitudes such as the love for knowledge, passion for innovative things, curiosity to study about nature, and creativity. Science education will develop a strong foundation for studying science and for considering science-related careers in the future. This is a long-term investment in the country's development of the scientifically educated and literate population. Next, let's talk about tertiary science education. In tertiary education, science education deals with developing students' understanding and appreciation of science ideas and scientific works. This is accomplished by including basic scientific classes in the general education program. Science education in the tertiary level also focuses on the preparation of science teachers, scientists, engineers, and other professionals in various related science fields such as engineer, agriculture, medicine, and health sciences. The state provides scholarship to encourage more students to pursue science courses. Science schools in the Philippines. The development of science schools in the Philippines in various sections of the country is one of the exceptional programs for science education backed by the government. There are also various government programs run by the Department of Education as well as a few private science institutions. These are the schools established in the Philippines to promote science education.
What is PSHSS? It stands for Philippine Science High School System, which was founded way back 1964 and signed by our former President Fidel V. Ramos. It has numerous campuses located in different places such as in Diliman, Quezon City, San Ildefonso, Ilocos Sur, Bayumbong, Baguio, and Batangas City. Philippine Science High School System works together with the DOST, or also known as Department of Science and Technology, as their twin institution, providing scholarships to those students who are considered as gifted. So what are the aims of this system? Basically, this system mainly focus on helping the students in a way that they can enhance their personal skills or individual skills. Also plays a big part or influences in their nationalistic point of views. And lastly, make sure they get everything set for their future course choices, which is also connected to the studies of science, mathematics, and technology. Special Science Elementary Schools Project. The Department of Education created a program which contained an enhanced course of studies for subjects mathematics and science. To those who are considered as gifted students, they will be supported and offered with a place to study. At the same time, there's another room for them to enhance their talents and skills. This program was implemented way back 2007, covering 57 public elementary schools. What are the aims of this project? First, it aims to give a rich learning environment where they give proper credits to the students' intellectual capabilities, or in other words, they be able to recognize the intelligences of the students. It also focuses on raising and developing skills that would last longer throughout their lives. In this program, they give extensive instruction time in science, 70 minutes for grades 1 to 2 and 80 minutes for grades 4 to 6. Instruction time may vary depending on the essential needs of the students. Quezon City Regional High School. It was one of the most respected and leading science high school that can be found here in the Philippines. It was established way back 1967. The school was built along with the high hopes of developing special science high school for those gifted students, most particularly in subjects science and mathematics. The aims of this school is to open bigger opportunities to those gifted students residing in Quezon City, and also to enhance their investigative and creative minds in a way that they can also improve their skills, while they be able to recognize their roles in the community and in our country.
Manila Science High School. The school was actually established on October 1, 1963. It is the first science high school in the Philippines. Manila Science High School, or MSHS, aims to produce scientists with souls. To those students who wants to enroll in Manila Science High School, they need to take a test which is Manila Science High School Admission Test, or MSAT. MSAT has 5 parts. 1 is aptitude in science, 2 is aptitude in mathematics, 3 is problem solving in science, 4 is problem solving in mathematics, and 5 is proficiency in English. Manila Science High School students are encouraged into various extracurricular activity. The pride of Manila Science High School is producing outstanding alumni and of course for winning a various national competition. Let's proceed to the next school, Central Visayan Institute Foundation. This school is the home and pioneer of the prominent school-based innovation known as the Dynamic Learning Program or DLP. DLP is an inclusive teaching strategy that promotes independent learning. It is actually developed by Ramon Magsaysay awardees, which are Dr. Christopher and Dr. Maria Victoria. DLP is also a synthesis of classical and modern pedagogical theories adapted to foster the highest level of learning, creativity, and productivity. Central Visayan Institute Foundation takes pride in its Research Center for Theoretical Physics or RCTP. RCTP was established on December 27, 1992. Aside from graduate thesis advising, the center also organized small international workshops to foster the informal but intense exchange of ideas, and also the perspective on outstanding problems in physics and mathematics. Let's move to the next one, which is the summary. This lesson focuses on discussing the concept of science education and introduce science in the Philippines from basic education to tertiary education. To promote science education, science schools were established to develop gifted students in science and mathematics. There's a lot of science schools in the Philippines, but I will only give a 4 example of science schools. These 4 science schools are one of the famous science schools here in the Philippines. These are Philippine Science High School System, Manila Science High School, Quezon City Regional Science High School, Special Science Elementary School Project. Well, science education deals with the teaching and learning of science and in helping the public to develop science literacy. Science education also deals with the development of people in science, which is the heart of science, technology, and society. Science programs and projects were organized and developed to nurture innovation in science and to our country, and to encourage individuals to pursue their careers and research in science and technology. The country needs to push students to love science and take science because studying science and technology is very beneficial. It helps us a lot in getting answers and feeding our curiosity about our society or our surroundings.